to record, honestly. But okay, so we had bearish Asian. This is what I anticipated during midnight already, that we'll most probably have a manipulation down and maybe sweeping this, right? But that never happened. It also had this. And we also had a sweep of liquidity continuing with higher time frame buildup, right? With something around here, protecting these highs, still protecting these highs. But this liquidity sweep just indicates you that the early Frankfurt or just after Asian, it's gonna still be bearish, like super bearish. It's the same thing that we backtested 2 days ago. And now, let's say we didn't have a chance to trade this. I don't trade Frankfurt, but there's nothing here. Frankfurt manipulation starts here. Frankfurt open, inducing people right away into buys, right? But doing nothing to the left, which pretty much tells you, and even from pricing perspective, it's like, okay, it's pretty good pricing, but it mitigated nothing, it swept nothing, just tried to fill this imbalance into like 60, 50%, but did nothing to it. So it's pretty strong indicator that this is liquidity. And so this is my only trade today as well. We continue down. And reacting of nothing, also again inducing traders to take trades here. And we can refine it from the left. You know, this was your 1 MPOI, which had nothing into it. You had this liquidity right here as well. Then it's at this point, which was better. And if you want to refine it to the extreme, then I'm not sure what it swept exactly, but this is the last IPA. So this is what I would look for. I was waiting for the extreme of the sweep of the extreme of this, but it never happened. Maybe because there was already a sweep of liquidity before that. But yeah. So, okay, and nothing happened here as well. So this is just a mitigation in the middle of nowhere, of a POI in the middle of nowhere. This is higher time frame, IPA candle, 15-minute maybe. Yeah, so this would be our whole 15-minute POI, right? Let me just refine it. What is IPA? IPL is imbalance. Do you trade SMC? LD. Yeah, okay. So you probably know what it is. IPA is the most important component for trading. So also Frankfurt starts with manipulation. This was the first manipulation. Second manipulation was down. And again, now you know that this mitigated nothing from the left, just a POI in the middle of nowhere. So this is a low probable reversal point, right? Inducing people to buy. Also, wait, before that, sweeping this liquidity, inducing people to sell, right? So this would be your inducement low in the middle of nowhere. You know, this high, this low is going to be taken, and you also know this high is going to be taken. And what would price react to after this, sweeping this? You can take your whole POI right here, or right this is what I did, or you can even refine it to this. No, you couldn't actually. This was pretty impossible. But yeah, so this was my first trade, and for the last confluence, we still know that we are super bearish, right? We are still building up liquidity. This whole Asian is built up, so it's not gonna be swept until we see something below, right? But this was your first trade, and your last confluence could be the CLS timing, 90-minute cycle, of course. You put it here, and you see 12-minute cycle, 18-minute cycle, perfect timing for the manipulation. So this is a breakdown of trade I took today early in the morning. It was simple, nothing crazy. I targeted something even lower than this. Yeah, I was targeting this actually. but only two partials and then it reversed. Yeah. So what can you do now to refine your POI? This would be our 15-minute POI, right? And even though the pricing is not the best, there's still imbalance below this. It's just because of the sweep of liquidity making this high strong, right? And now then you would look at order transfer. For example, this is one way of refining. You could say this might be your liquidity. And then if not, if this is a mitigation deep enough for you, then you just keep putting it. And eventually you would come to this low. So you can refine it to this whole zone. And for a possible reversal, yeah, as you see, this low never got taken. So I'll just try if it was this guy as well. But yeah, well, pretty much. But that's how you refine POIs to smaller zones. This is a really bad example. Usually it's just a small consolidation, which would be your order block or something, and then there's imbalance, nothing else. But this whole thing here was too big. It was too weird, you know. This whole thing was your sell to buy. So yeah. Okay. Well, so that's your place to look for buys. Well, I mean, it was pretty impossible to catch buys here. Some traders did catch buys here, but it was low probable, real low probable trade. So London, you know, nothing happening really. You just had a build up from both sides, right? So this was one side. This was sell side liquidity, which was taken. You could have refined this to a wick, as you know, and another confluence for this wick to be strong is it's sweeping liquidity, simply, and it was long, which was like 2 pips, including this, it was 3 pips, and wicks are imbalances as well, and orders that are untapped, right? Usually, yeah. So this would be your OB for your London buys. But yeah, the price was simple as that, you know. You could have ping-ponged on seconds, but I don't think that would be the best idea, as this range is only like 15 pips. Yeah, 20 pips, you know. This was your composite structure, very much. And yeah, and you could have ping-ponged in here on the extreme, for example, this high belt. And so today you are supposed to position yourself in buys again. As I said before, the higher time frame bias is still the same, and this low is strong, right? We just sweep liquidity, we tap into order flow, and still targeting this. But that's all there is to it. There was nothing complex today. No crazy manipulations, of course. And I believe this sweep was during the 18-minute cycle, which would also validate it if you were looking for it. Just a sneak peek. 11:30 to 12:30. Yeah, you see, that's perfect. And then it was swept, but yeah, so it had break even most probably. Okay, and then for New York buys. Oh, okay. And then for New York buys, let's do 3 minutes. Yeah, so so this was your last buy to sell, right? For sweeping this is your last sell to buy, right? And after sweeping this, oh, wait, what? There was a lit point made in here, but I think it was swept on 1 minute already. It was swept on 1 minute. You see, same entry model or transfer into this wick. It mitigated, made an order flow, and you could have, and you even have sell side liquidity here. So so that's just an explanation for how some traders took buy here. This was your only confluence, and if this didn't hold, then you would wait for most probably a sweep of this, as we were building up pretty big on buy side during New York, as we had a pretty big New York build up, right? So sweeping this would be also a possibility, continuing lower, for example, sweeping this, or even tapping into the extreme orders. Right, but you see, the reaction was pretty big, and you could have positioned yourself into buys as well, as if this was your structure range. If you consider this your range, then I mean, you were in pretty much good pricing, 70%. You had New York, continue. Yeah, so New York starting with a manipulation up, right? Inducing people for early buyers, for early buys. But there was nothing happening, and you see, again, price broke structure, induced people into sells, breakout traders into sells, then broke upside, inducing people into buy, making this a valid inducement low, which would serve in the future as liquidity. But there's all there is to this price action, you know, millions of ways to get involved into buys here, but that's nothing new for you. Yeah, so hopefully tomorrow we'll have something more interesting, because I mean, today 1, 2, and maybe 3, 4, 5 super high probable trades, but that's all. There was nothing more than it. And if someone of you full sniper and he took a sell here and you wonder how, basically you have a 5-minute, you have 1 minute imbalance right here. You have pricing of 50%, and in that 50%, in the middle, like on 5 seconds, you have a gap. So that's how he took a trade of that. But I'll try to, yeah. So he took a trade of this gap, which would be also a buy to sell, right? And he just refines trades like this, his POIs like this. So that's just if you're wondering. I don't know what other trades other people took, but it's as simple as that. And see, the same again. You look for the last imbalance that was left off, which would be this, and you can take this whole thingy as your POI. Yeah. So price. The only reason price has to go to this high is to fill the imbalance, right? Maybe in this, that was swap in one go. So that's all there is to it. All right, and if you don't have any questions, you can hop on backtesting. So any questions?
Not all clear.
Huh?
All clear.
Wait, what? Can you write it down? You're really quiet. Okay, so okay. Do you want gold on or EU or GU? Yeah. AUD USD. AUD USD. Let's go to 4-hour. Oh. Wait, why do I see the oh, yeah. So can you say a random day? A random number from 29 to 49? Oh no, that's too far. I can't go. Oh, that's 4 days. If you want me back this 4 days back, it's fine. Oh, okay. So let's hop on it. Oh damn. So 15th. Start on 4-hour. All right. So, oh, what is this? Oh yeah, I was doing the lit study to share on Discord. Oh, did I backtest this day? Wait, what? Oh, this is not my TradingView account, so I'm really confused now. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I was trading live this. Oh yeah. I was trying trading more pairs last week. I was trading GU and EU. So yeah. All right. So usually you start on 4 hour, of course. And you see price is super bearish as all USD pairs. So let's look here, what's happening. All right, okay. So you know that price is bearish, you can even start on 1 week. Right, price failed to break this low. Price failed to break this high. So what's it gonna break most probably is not this low. Okay, it already broke this and broke this. Okay, so that's all I want to see. Price, okay. You look for liquidity sweep, look for available liquidity on higher time frame. This is weekly, by the way. We just swapped already. Then you have this build up, which will swap in the future as well. We can go to daily, start seeing the order flow. You see, price just mitigated. Okay, this is just a liquidity point that was not taken out. Okay, so we made equal highs pretty much. But that means nothing though. It doesn't mean that we are gonna buy and target this as we are still in a bullish flow. Even though our pricing is really bad, you should still position yourself into buys, into sells for the future. So you see, price is, as I said before in our last backtesting session, if price is moving down and it starts doing something like this, creating liquidity, sweeping it, algo structure, right? We sweep, keep sweeping, makes liquidity, breaks down, inducing people into buys, fake choke, keeps going down like this. It's super, super bearish. Or the momentum is super, super big. And this is exactly what's happening here. So we'll go to 4 hour. And let's see what happened here. Yeah, and see again, we just see the lit point. So that 2 days before, the 13 was super easy to trade. And also mitigated this, right? And yeah, okay, but there's nothing. And we as well failed to break this high. So what does it mean for you? That this low is most probably gonna go. From a common sense perspective, right? And also for the 4 hour, or 1 day, it was, you see price starting reacting or something here, right? But that's the same case as on EU on 1 minute, as I showed before. It's just a POI in the middle of nowhere reacting of it. But and that's exactly what order transfer is all about. You'll have a reaction of this point, you'll have a reaction of this point, you'll have a reaction of this point, but none of these, this has a chance to have a bigger pullback, it's sweeping, but none of this will hold for long. But this is higher time frame, this is daily, so you can expect some bullish days of those zones, of course. So yeah, see, you had like 2 weeks of that. Wait, let me just try it out. Yeah, so we had 32 days just from this sell to buy zone on higher time frame. Okay, let's hop on 1 hour and let's see what happens. So what you wanna see, this was news most probably no, this is 2 p.m. So it was gonna be our news release. This is the 13th, so it was 6 days ago. 6 days ago. Yeah, so it was Tuesday with big release. So this is the same thing that happened on EU, right? You have AVG you want to fill, but the thing is on AU, on her time frame, AU is super bearish. It's more bearish than EU actually. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay. Okay. Right. So we are just reacting of this simple buy to sell zone. Oh shit. Okay, sorry. What's up, nigga? So okay, let's do this. And on 15 minutes, you're gonna have a lit zone here, but that was swept the day before. Right? We see previous day high during late New York, but this is after midnight already. Yeah. So PDH. So you can expect a super bearish reaction, right, of this, and you had it during the Asian. So let's play it all out and oh yeah. Well, okay. Huh. Well, okay. I take the whole zone. 6 p.m. Asian ends. Let's hope to 5 minutes to see what happens. What happened? And okay. So okay. See on higher time frame what happened. We set this liquidity all over this. All the remaining orders are in the extreme, which was mitigated. So this would be your last point of money transfer. If price somehow came back to this whole high, you can take a trade-off here for sell, for a high probable sell. If not for a reversal, then at least a big pullback to the downside. But there's nothing happening here. This is just liquidity for me so far, right? But we'll see, maybe it's overflow. Yeah, okay. So price starts mitigating it, making this the last money transfer as well. For this whole mitigation, you see price mitigating from here, here, and this was the last deep money mitigation that happened. But of course, it can sweep 1 or 2 and react off something right here. A discount. If Asia sees liquidity of buy side liquidity, then we can expect bearish day. You see this? You mean this? This is sell side liquidity, by the way. It's because those are sell stop, and all those buy orders are stop losses of those buy orders are sells. But yeah, no. We are expecting a bearish day, just because in Asia. No, not even in Asia. Right before Asia was a previous day high, but that didn't hold, right? So this was just an inducement high, inducing people to start taking start taking buys. Then we broke below, starting to induce people to sell. And this would be your last order flow for buys as well. And so after breaking this would become your inducement high, right? As confirmation. I'm still studying this whole concept, but I mean, it's simply as you have consolidation, price breaks above, induces people to buy, right? And then breaks below and starts inducing people to sell. And so, and this would be a smart money trap as well, but it's not important. So, and that's how the whole concept works. You can say thanks to Sniper FX for sharing this for free. You can learn a lot from there as well. But so this is exactly what happens here. So this serves as our liquidity, and then Asia shifts all this liquidity, shifts even all this liquidity from 2 days before, and taps into extreme order flow. So we are expecting a bearish continuation, right? Because of those things. You know, I don't really like the concepts of sessions to use as to have liquidity based off session, because price action itself tells you a lot, you know. So yeah, just ignore the session, whatever, and see what's happening here, right? Pure chart. And then you can add sessions as your confluence. You can add timing, you can add manipulations as your confluence, but price action is the main thing. So, and that's why, and this is a reason why I hate session, because smart money people would start thinking this is a Asian high, right? So this high is going to be taken because this is liquidity, but they don't realize what happened here. And this is most probably, maybe it's going to be swept, but it's most probably going to be protected for now until we sweep, for example, this low below here. So that's how I see my best. Yeah, I'm still doing studies on Asian itself, so I can give you a bulletproof way to find your daily bias. But it's as simple as that. I hope it answers the question. So it continued down, and this was the last money transfer that happened. You also have this huge trick in the middle of nowhere happening. I don't know for what reason, but this whole thing is imbalanced, and most probably same as on higher time frame or on what I've shown you so far, you can take 50% and try to buy off here as a pullback, you know, not a reversal point, but it's a good place to look for a pullback. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, of this imbalance, yeah, okay. It's this wick actually, it's confusing. Okay, so let's play Frankfurt. We have 10 minutes left. I'll speed run this for you. Okay, so you have Frankfurt open right here. Frankfurt open right here. All right. So we'll see what happens. And the best thing that could happen to us is price money pulling down during the Frankfurt open, giving us an opportunity to buy up and then try to sell off something right here. And you want to look for imbalance at 5 minutes as well. But yeah, so the wicks are the only imbalance that there's here. And then there's this extreme order flow, right? And this is in the middle of nowhere, honestly. But this can serve as your lit point as well. Top doesn't mean it has to be swept though. If you're side lit a lot, then you know that those points are not swept that often. Those are not targets. Those are just strong reversal trades. Okay. Oh, okay. Topping exactly into 50% might give us. Okay, it is pretty perfect. But the New York Open didn't start yet. I mean Frankfurt Open. So play it till then. You see, price giving up, giving us very good structure. All right. Smart money traders would start buying here, but if you've at least seen some chart Frankfurt manipulation, what usually happens is that it induces people into the wrong direction right before the open itself. And this is on every session, even on New York. Maybe it happened like last week. I don't know what day it was, but before New York session as well. We had POI, right? Price started reversing, and then on New York Open, on a real New York Open, it was like 8:30 on New York time. Start price swept this low of those induced, and then flow. So this is what I would be expecting, seeing this. You can play this out. Yeah, you even have a mitigate. So we might miss a trade here, but those trades are super low. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. And so if this guy goes down, then there's no possible trade. But oh, did it sweep though? Yeah, okay, so it swept the low pretty much. Yeah, okay. And continues up. Yeah. So this would be our profit manipulation, the whole move down. And you can trade it easily, like really simple. You can treat it as structure, using structure, right? This was your lower low, and this was your high low, which was then broken. This would be your BOS. So put it like this, BOS. Then you can take this whole thingy. Even though our daily bias is super bearish, we can still buy up on Frankfurt manipulation for a reversal. And as you see, this would be your composite structure. You have order flow from both sides, right? You can put this right here, 80%, and you're in the extreme pricing of the discount, right? So I'm trying to find something to target. Yeah, this imbalance right here. Nothing. Then you have this imbalance left out here. And this is inducement high as well. Same thing that happened here, right? Inducing people, breakout traders to buy. Stopping in the middle of nowhere, this would just be an order transfer, a breaker transfer. But, you know, those are not reversal points, really. So we can take a buy limit right here, right? Put it right here. And let's hope it tucks us in. Okay. Okay, don't tell me it reacts off this though. That would be bad. Super, yeah, okay. It taps us in. And now let's see. Yeah. And now you can look for target, all right? 2 pip stop loss. So you can either target this. This would be super high probable TP. You have this build up. What was the target of this build up? Most probably this one, as price started reversing right after it broke it. Or try to find something in the extreme, which would most probably be this for me, as we are trying to fill this wick. But again, this wick is in the middle of nowhere. This wick is just a part of this build up, this whole build up. Build up. Build up. Okay, so does it make sense for you so far? LD, you're new here, so it might be a lot for you in the beginning, but you'll get used to all of this, all of those concepts. Input to work. Okay, so this is your first TP, this is your second, and you can let it run. And you can even try to find some kind of re-entry. For example, price broke this. This would be the last sell to buy, but right before breaking it, we transfer into these, and we transfer into these wicks. So this might be a POI, valid POI for you that you can take a trade from. Wait, let me check how big it is. 2 pip stop loss. Yeah. Okay, so that would be a possible re-entry as well. And you see, just at the beginning of the day, you can have 2 entries, hopefully 2 entries. Yeah, okay, maybe not. This would just serve as liquidity. This in the middle of nowhere. Right, oh yeah, and we see exactly in our 90-minute cycle as well. So let me check. And you see how price is relative to time, where it's all falls within, except for the Frankfurt manipulation though, and session manipulation. I told you if there's a session manipulation like this, it's more important than timing, because price is 80%. Timing is the last confluence you out to the source. So it doesn't matter that the timing doesn't sit well with you. And you see, yeah, this liquidity here, price swept it during the 80-minute cycle. But yeah, but it could also sweep this low. There's no guarantee that you won't, because this extreme pricing happens. But there's no imbalance, no inefficient price action anymore. So this high would be great. And what was it? Oh yeah, and this build up would be your TP, right? So let's play it out. Yeah. Okay. Seems perfect. Yeah, okay. So now let's see what's happening. Yeah, we might, this is imbalance as well. We might reverse of this. Yeah, we might reverse of this. And this could be your sell. There's nothing wrong with that. But generally we want to position ourselves into extreme pricing, as this is